Born in 1969 in a regular working class family in Massachusetts, to a 19-year-old mom and a 21-year-old alcoholic father that left when White was about 6, 7 years old. He faced a lot of financial struggles, personal challenges during his youth. Definitely didn't have the best father figure in his life. Despite these obstacles, he was able to demonstrate his passion for sports and entrepreneurship from a young age, and was still able to propel himself forward. And there's two main words that come to me when I think about Dana White. Like as we read through more of his what he's done in his past, is like relentless and tenacity. Like those two words explain Dana White. He just keeps going, and he just grabs onto something really strong and put his all into it. So like he had several different jobs though before. He was a road paver at one point, a bouncer, hotel bellman, an apprentice boxer. And then White's career path took a significant turn when he became involved in the world of boxing and eventually transitioned to mixed martial arts. So as a pivotal figure in the world of mixed martial arts, White's journey took a significant turn when in 2001, along with the Fertitta brothers, I think I pronounced that right, he acquired the UFC, which was then a struggling organization, and transformed it into a global powerhouse. And so, as the president of the UFC now, White has played a pivotal role in shaping the sport of mixed martial arts, expanding its reach internationally. He's known for his bold leadership, innovative strategies, relentless work ethic. The guy works like crazy. Just he doesn't stop, which I think have propelled the UFC, so his business, as well to himself personally, to just unprecedented levels of success.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. I did not know the UFC was like struggling back in 2001. Like I did not know that. I mean the UFC, the MMA, like all that, those words like and like I just see it all over the place. Like I wouldn't have thought that, just over 20 years ago it was struggling, So that's pretty interesting to see that journey. 20 years of freaking hard work and focus. I mean, I feel like clarity and like relentless effort are two words that come to mind there. It's like we
Yeah,
got to make this work, and damn, he's made it work. It's awesome.
yeah, and like there's the whole physical aspect of making it work too. So like my brothers, I remember when I was like I think 5 or 6 years old, and I remember my brothers were downstairs in the basement of the parsonage that we lived in, and they were all about like, let's get into boxing at the time. And so this must have been like 2001, 2002. And so they were just getting excited about boxing. I don't think they were into mixed martial arts yet. But then like after a little while, like they started seeing the UFC, and they started realizing, oh, mixed martial arts is where it's at. And so they both started, and then all four of my brothers all went into mixed martial arts. And the amount of just energy and focus that it takes to get your body in shape and to eat right and all that is a lot of energy just alone, aside from running a company and trying to make it and propel it forward. But White's main character trait that propelled him to success, I think, is his relentless drive and determination. He's not a quitter. He didn't quit. Known for his bold leadership, his vision, and his commitment to the UFC's growth. He's navigated challenges. He's taken big risks. He's worked tirelessly to elevate the sport of mixed martial arts, and to honestly to unprecedented levels of popularity and success. I've never actually been like a huge UFC watcher. Like I've always seen it there, like in the corner. But like as soon as I just saw like a little bit of Dana White and how he responds to people asking him questions, I immediately was like, I like this guy. It's just he responds right down to earth. He doesn't take any BS. He immediately just cuts it off. It's just no BS with this dude. So that's one thing that I love about him. If something he feels like it's wasting his time, he'll walk away from it. And maybe that's one thing, a key to being successful, is stop letting things and people that you think is a big deal. I know right before we were talking about him walking off a podcast. Don't really 100% know why, but to a pretty famous person, but it's just like, nah, this isn't, this is a waste of my time, or nope, this isn't important to me. A lot of times we look at it as it would be important, but to people that have a focus, maybe it's not. And maybe that's one of his keys to success, is not getting distracted by stupid stuff. So,
Well, like you also have to think about this too, where like his time is definitely money. Like there's whatever time he loses is lost money and growth, right? And if going on podcast doesn't help UFC or help him, what's the point, right? And then like
right.
if it doesn't help him a lot and he doesn't enjoy it, why do it? So I definitely get it. Back when I
Mm-hmm.
first started getting into like marketing and stuff, I was like, all right, I gotta grow a big following. I gotta get a lot of attention. I gotta do this and this. And then it's like, well, let's go back to the basics. Why do you want to do that particularly? What is the one offer, right? What is the one thing that you're doing? So there's a purpose to it all. And it's like if it doesn't serve your purpose at all, then screw it.
Yeah.
Get it, cut the fluff, get on, you know.
Yep.
I think that's a huge thing for a lot of people and companies, is like just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And like you see so many companies take on these big new projects, but then you start to see other areas, the areas of the company that you enjoyed,
And
start to
decline.
get a lot less attention, and then they start to irritate their consumers. And it's like, yeah, I get that. Like companies do that with hundreds of thousands or hundreds of employees, thousands of employees. We do that too with our focus. I mean, we only have a capacity, right? So
Oh yeah. So through his tenacity, which just like bonding, he's bonding with MMA. He is MMA to a degree. His tenacity, his resilience, and a passion for the sport would be another way to put it. Dana White has solidified his position as the trailblazer in the MMA industry. So showcasing how determination, strong work ethic, not giving up, can lead to remarkable achievements and a lasting impact. Because a lot of people now know about the UFC. I mean, people knew about it before, but now it has a reputation, and I feel like he's given it a good reputation. Dana White has. In terms of purpose, he's found fulfillment in his role as a driving force behind the UFC's growth and success. His dedication to the sport, commitment to promoting fighters, and passion for delivering high quality events have allowed him to align his personal values with his professional endeavors, which is an awesome goal to achieve. I don't want to just pop through that real quick, but being able to align your personal values with your professional endeavors, and what you believe into what you work and to what you do, that's incredible. It's an incredible goal to achieve. Kind of missed a little bit. Actually, I wanted to hit on this. Him him growing up in the family that he did, and the rough atmosphere that he had. So many times, I feel like we look at the atmosphere and we go, "Well, I am the way I am because of what I was given in life." And when you look at someone like Dana White, there's definitely, there was an excuse for him to say, well, I had a crappy upbringing, so I'm going to have a crappy life. It's like, No, he decided he wanted to not have a crappy life, and he made it that way. Don't let your upbringing and your surroundings decide for you uh, what decisions you're going to make throughout life. So through his work with the UFC, Dana White has not only achieved professional success, but also found a sense of purpose in championing the sport of mixed martial arts and providing opportunities for athletes to showcase their talents on a global stage. His journey from humble beginning to becoming a visionary leader in the world of combat sports just exemplifies how following one's passion, staying committed, uh, good work ethic, being relentless, and having the tenacity to a purpose can lead to significant achievements and personal fulfillment.
I like Dana White's story here because we talked about David Goggins a couple weeks ago, and he didn't have a good upbringing either. Like, it was rough. So it's really interesting to see how they both had rough upbringings, Dana White, David Goggins, and yet, like, they built themselves up, became strong physically, and mentally, and then became obsessed and passionate and just were relentless in their pursuit, right? And I I think it's gonna be cool to talk about maybe Dwayne Johnson in the future, but I was obsessed with his story about 4 years ago, and just like I love listening to all his speeches, and like the $7 speech. I don't know if you've heard it, but he like had $7 in his pocket, and that was a pivotal moment for him. But like, I think it might be one of those common themes that we're gonna see as we go, that like people that had a really rough childhood end up building themselves up mentally and physically, and then that's like the base for them to just really just explode and become something of significance.
Yeah, to a degree, I think sometimes you could look at it this way, and maybe some of them would look at it this way. It's like, to agree, you do have a little bit of an edge on maybe some people that grow up in a fine home where, you know, I don't want to say everything's perfect, but everything's definitely good. You have a steady parents, they have steady jobs, and you're provided for, and you don't have to worry about any of that. Um, with growing up in something rough, more rough, you look at, well, what are they providing for me? Oh, well, mom and dad can't do this. Oh, dad's gone, or mom's gone, and only dad's here. We live in a dump hole. You kind of have a look at what not to do, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. It's like, okay, this is what not to do. Obviously, they're doing it wrong. They're doing something wrong because they're not successful. And so, or they're not succeeding in certain areas that seem to be important areas to succeed in. And so, it reminds me of a story of two kids that came from the same family, sisters. I think they were twin sisters too. I think I might have told this story on the last podcast. But
I
they
think
were
so.
okay. Yeah, they were twin sisters, and basically they both had the same upbringing, middle class family, and one went to like on to be a lawyer, and one ended up in jail. And like they both had the same response when they were sat down and interviewed was, what other choice did I have? It was like, I either fail or I succeed, was one of them. And the other girl was like, I had no other choice. I had to, do what I had to do, and kind of like a street talk, and she ended up in jail. The other one ended up a lawyer. And so it's kind of important to look and always see that there's choices. The choice does not have to be down. It can be up.